Thanks, everyone, for being here. What a heck of a ball game between, I think, two, really well-matched teams that I think both, as you looked at the regulation aspect, was a really hard-fought defensive game, and I think that'll get lost in the final stats. But I thought it was a really hard-fought defensive game. It was tough to gain any inches on either side. It's kind of a game of big plays, and then to see the way that somebody had to make a defensive stop, and the way that we got it done there at the end was great, and a credit to our guys. Great resiliency. Obviously we got a lot of things we got to shore up. I'm sure you'll grill me on those and thought-provoking questions. So I'll shut up and answer anything you guys have for me.
How did you guys, start moving the ball so well? Is it just a matter of them getting tired after, it's a long game, or what kind of changed?
Well, I thought we moved it fairly decent, most of the game. We just had some breakdowns that looked like there. I mean, some drops, some missed targeted throws. It looked like we were a block away from a couple of big runs, most of the day. And then it became a 25-yard game again, right? And now it's 2 weeks in a row that we've gotten into overtime, and I think our offense has executed pretty well, and we needed to make a defensive stop, and we got it done. But I thought Clayton had a career day, throwing the football. I thought he was pretty much spot on most of the game. You're gonna get demerits. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I know.
Has he gotten a lot better throughout the season?
All that matters is we win. I mean, every play is going to be overanalyzed when you're the quarterback. That's the way the life is. It's the same thing. When you're the coach, you do this, and it's like, why? And same thing as a quarterback. And so, today I just think he took what the defense gave him. I thought we had a really good plan. I thought Mick and the offensive staff did a terrific job putting together a plan to take what the defense gave us. I mean, they had everybody in the box now. I mean, they had everybody to stop the run. And, we didn't stop trying. We try to get creative and try to get some angles and numbers. And, again, I think we're going to watch the tape and see that we were a block away from really popping and getting the run game going. So we got to shore that up. And but a ton of big plays by a bunch of guys. I mean, Flynn, Cam Green. We may not have been able to get Justin going in the run game, but he made a bunch of plays out of the backfield. So, all in all, I thought offensively against that defense to get 39 points was pretty good. Even though, again, it's skewed because of the overtime stuff.
Hey, Coach. Hey, speaking of defensive efforts that may have gone overlooked with a high-scoring affair, what are your thoughts on how Patty Fisher's come along? He made a lot of plays today. What do you think he's done right? What do you think he still needs to do? And then my second one is, what was your main game plan against a dual threat like Lewerke?
Well, the dual threat didn't hurt. I'll answer your second question first. The dual threat didn't hurt us. Scrambles hurt us. And there were calls that we made that we didn't execute to be able to have somebody there. The big fourth down scramble, we had two spies on, and we run beyond the quarterback and give them what we call the side door exit. You can't do that. So we got to look at some things that we did schematically. They lived in empty at the end of the game. I mean, nobody in the backfield, and we talked about different adjustments that we wanted to go to. I got to take a hard look at that with Hank and the defensive staff to see how we can shore some things up there. But, from the standpoint of Patty, I just think his confidence is going up and up every play, every rep. He's got a great work ethic and practice in the way that he prepares. I just think the sky's the limit for that young man. He's just a terrific football player. His instincts, his range, his physicality, his understanding of what people are trying to do. It's not a surprise to me at all. I mean, that's what he did in high school. He was from Katy, Texas, and Katy High School is one of the most dominant powerhouse football programs in the country. And he was so well prepared when he got here, so well prepared. And, hopefully we just can continue to develop him and he can be the best player he can be.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but Justin Jackson used a little bit more creatively today, especially receiving out of the backfield. Was that part of the game plan going in, and how did that sort of develop as the game went on?
Well, again, like I said, I mean, they loaded the box to stop the run, and, we've been using our backs different ways throughout the entire course of the year. Sometimes they end up being covered, and we put the ball other places. Today we were able to get some positive matchups. And then obviously Justin in space is something that we want to try to get accomplished as much as we can.
And then Justin throwing a pass for a touchdown there. When did you start to talk about that, and what was the process of making that decision like?
Training camp. It's probably when we put it in. I don't know. I don't know when we started talking about it. Probably a month ago, 2 months ago, when we've had it in the game plan. It just hasn't fit with what we were maybe playing against. Looked like a really bad throw, but productive. So I'm not going to coach him on that. All that matters is we caught it.
Coach, after your defense gave up the touchdown that sent the game into overtime, how do you feel about the way that they played in the extra periods?
Well, we needed to make a play, right? And both offenses just got rolling. Both quarterbacks I thought were playing really well. And we needed to make a play, and then, obviously we were able to get that there on the last play. So, like I said, there's a lot of things defensively we got to shore up.
Coach, last week you talked about how you love these sort of old school four-quarter football games. Where does this game rank among, aside from winning, where does this game rank among the best pure football games you played over the last few years?
Well, I mean, the modern fan will probably be more excited about this game because everybody just wants to see like 98 to 97. I mean, really. I mean, that's only. I mean, I'm assuming. So I just want to win. I don't care what it takes. And games have different ebb and flow, different schematics and adjustments that you have to make. The way you're playing and executing makes you have to play into that also. I thought it was a heck of a college football game. I mean, I thought both teams battled their rear ends off. There was emotional swings on both sides, and we just found a way to make one more play. I've got so much respect for Mark and his staff. We've battled against each other a bunch. But a lot like last week with Kirk, we're probably the 3 longest tenured guys in the Big Ten, I think. We're pretty close to it. There's so much admiration and respect. That's what we were talking about after the game. Like, we got to stop doing this to each other. I mean, this is, But I think it's the same thing with our young men too. I think they just respect the heck out of the last 2 opponents that we've played. We knew they were going to be just wars. I mean, you watch the tape, you see the physicality, you see the execution, you see the talent. You see how well coached they are. You knew it was going to be a battle. And again, 2 weeks in a row now, we had to make a play. And last week it was Justin. This week, Joe Gaz got the strip, and then on the sack, and then Nate with the pick. There's a ton in between, but
Fitz, I got 2 because I'm not really expecting an answer on one of them. Schedule kind of opens up now. It looks like real good chance you guys are maybe your favorite every game going rest of the way. And penalties were 9-1 in your favor, and that's something.
So I'll answer question 2. Yeah, definitely. I thought today was a pretty clean game, just both sides. All those calls that happened, I couldn't see. Was there like a hands of the face or a whole? There were a couple of plays I couldn't see because some were far away, and you just ask for an explanation and you get it. And like always, our Big Ten officials are great. Their communication is excellent. It doesn't mean I always like every call, but they don't ask our fans. They don't like everything I do either. So that's par for the course. But at the end of the day, we just want to play clean. And for the most part, we did that today.
Right here. Hi.
Hi.
Justin Jackson has had a record-breaking season. So what can you say about him tying Damian Anderson for all-time touchdowns? Well,
Spectacular. Again, just unbelievable. I mean, you think about the durability and the toughness. Take the production, and that'll be for the record books. I think it's more about who Justin is as a person, the teammate that he is, the way that he works, the passion that he demonstrates. I mean, nobody was more excited about that win in that locker room than Justin Jackson. He's just a special Wildcat. He's one of those guys that I think, again, I'm not sure Big Ten football fans understand exactly what he is accomplishing. This is one of the most spectacular careers that have ever happened in Big Ten history. And to see him do it with the amount of humility and durability has been just a joy and a treat and a privilege to coach.
Coach, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, going into the Maryland game, you were 2-3, coming off the 2 straight losses. Now you've won 3 straight games, and you just beat a ranked team, Michigan State. Sort of how are you feeling about the team going forward and how you've improved with the 3-game winning streak?
Well, I think we have positive momentum right now. I think, again, we had ample opportunities to make things happen in the 3 games that we didn't win. And I would never, ever want to discredit our opponents in the success that they had in the game, but we kind of gave it to them. We didn't execute. We gave up cheap things. We can't win that way. That's not how we're built. That's not how I coach our team. I coach our team to play our style and our brand of ball. And it's playing clean. It's executing. It's being fundamentally sound. It's choosing to play harder, longer. It's playing great team football in all 3 phases. And when we don't get to that point, it starts with us as coaches, and we were just kind of spinning our wheels a little bit. But to our guys' credit, I think they stayed the course. They've been working incredibly hard in practice, incredibly hard. And they're seeing the return on that investment. And I think that gives you confidence that the work I'm putting in, I'm getting the reward. And, let's not kid ourselves now. I mean, these last 2 games have been battles. I mean, Big Ten wars, again, in a football context. And we found a way to make one more play against 2 really good teams.
Fitz, it seemed like you were running a lot of underneath routes to try to get receivers in space and that sort of thing. What made that so effective against Michigan State's defense?
Oh, it just depended on the coverage concept. Looked like we had a lot of single safety man-free coverage today, so now we're going to make you guys play intramural football. So when they're playing zone, you want to do like high-low, and when they're playing man, you want to crisscross guys, so they got to chase you. And it looked like just Clayton took what they gave him, and a lot of similarities in structure today than what we saw in the pinstripe bowl, right? Pat Narduzzi taking what he ran at Michigan State to Pitt, and obviously those tenets go back to Coach D'Antonio's defense. And so we were able to, run some of the things that we had success in the pinstripe bowl, and the credit goes to our guys. They executed. I thought Mick called a really good game, but I thought the guys really did a great job executing.
Coach, there was one kind of big play in the 4th quarter where Lewerke got a 45-yard pass on looked kind of like a broken play on the last play with Nate Hall, intercepting the ball to win the game. Did you see what he did? Did he kind of, after the strip sack, did he drop back, or what kind of adjustment did he make to make that pick?
Well, the first long one, we've got pretty good pressure, and again, it's kind of like playing backyard football with your brothers. Scramble drill, short guys go deep, deep guys go short, and that was the receiver from all the way across the field that made that play. So credit them for making that play. And then a great rush by Joe and a great strip. I'll have to watch the play to be able to answer your question directly. But again, now we're going backyard football, and it went in a scramble drill. And, Brian's trying to make a play. Obviously, he probably saw the guy open. That's why he made a decision to make the throw. And just a great play by Nate.
Pat, what do you think of Justin Jackson's form on the touchdown pass? And is that something you'll be calling more throws for him?
No, we will not be calling more throws for him. Only the ones that work, right? It was effective. We scored. I thought it was a great call, and really great job by Justin executing. And Bennett get the catch? Was it Bennett who caught the ball? Again, it's on the far side. It was Bennett, right? Skoranek? Yeah, it was a heck of a catch. He had to go high point the ball. It's a nice play.
Coach, going back to Clayton just for a second, obviously the stats are inflated, but 360 passing yards. Michigan State ended the day, I think, 2nd in the Big Ten in passing yards. And for a guy that's taken some lumps this year against some pretty good Big Ten defenses like Penn State, what does it say about him to sort of step up today, especially in the overtime and also throughout the game?
Yeah, again, I'll go back to what I said initially. As a quarterback now, you're the hero, or you're the zero. That's just the way that it works out. That's what you sign up for. When you win and we complete more balls than we don't throw picks, it's a special day. And he had, I thought, a great game. I really thought he took what the defense gave him. There might have been 1 or 2 throws maybe that he'd like to have back. But I thought he had pretty good football awareness in the pocket when there was pressure. And for the most part, the sacks that they had were probably more cover sacks than anything. So I thought he had a great game. Great game.
2-point conversion is obviously not a play that you attempt in the game very often. Is it tricky to get a play call or just have guys ready for that? And then, what kind of effort was it to – Clayton looked like he was, kind of a second or third option. And
Yeah.
stalling a little bit?
Yeah, well, every game plan, you've got to have not only, your 2-point play ready, I guess, for that game, but you've got to have a bank of 2-point plays for in case you get into the situation that we got into where you get into the third overtime inning, so to speak, and now everybody's got to go for 2. So we've got quite a large bank of 2-point plays. And when I say bank, it means we put a bunch of plays in throughout training camp. Every week we have different things that we want to go to, and then making the offensive staff kind of pull out of that bank which plays we think we're going to be successful. So, I don't know, we had about probably 10 more if we had to go that long. I'm happy that we didn't. But I thought it was a great play call and obviously great execution.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night. Go Cats.